It's my profound pleasure to welcome all of you. We want to welcome a few really important souls up here who helped bring this all to fruition. First off, Senator Roberta Lang is with us. The great city councilman, Las Vegas, and UNLV supporter, Cedric Creer. We're also joined by Assemblyman Toby Urich. And then, of course, he's humble, but Henderson City Councilman Dan Stewart also joins us. So I get the job today of introducing us to a new era, one that promises to be even more exciting than some of the really fun ones that we've been experiencing of late. We're going to start by welcoming Warner Brothers to the campus and to our community. And just wait, yes. The Raiders helped diversify the Las Vegas economy, building off of its existing strengths, including an awesome workforce that's really, really good at putting on a really, really good show. But you might also remember, famously, that the Raiders Stadium opened to an empty house because it was also hit by COVID. The same moment that our strip casinos were closed, so too was our glorious new stadium closed because it was hit so hard by the COVID economic storm. Meanwhile, do you remember where we all went during COVID? We went inside. And what did we do? We binge watched. At a moment when content catapulted, we binge watched. And you know what companies thrived during this moment when our relatively diversified economy struggled? This very industry we're talking about today. Yes, yes, yes. That's what we want, right? An economy that thrives with jobs that endure even during the worst of times. And that is what we bring to you today. Much like when Amazon said, we're going to scan the country and look for an Amazon HQ2. And many, many cities across the United States rolled out the red carpet because they knew what that would bring. Ultimately, Arlington, Virginia, the suburbs of DC, won the right to Amazon's US HQ2. Today, Warner Brothers declares Las Vegas to be their US HQ2. And as you'll hear, their leaders have chosen not just Las Vegas, they have chosen UNLV. And not only are they going to leverage this brilliant workforce that's really, really good at putting on a really, really good show, UNLV will have what it has long dreamed of having, a world-class film school. One that rivals those little schools in LA. I think there are a couple of schools in LA that have film schools in their other HQ. And finally, to our new friends at Warner Brothers, wait until you meet these rebels. The most beautiful thing about us, by far, is our student body. It is a brilliant, brilliant group here that invents and leads the future in the entertainment capital of the world. As you'll learn here in a moment from a celebrity we're about to introduce to you, it doesn't take long for their brilliance to reach a global stage on television. And now, they will do so alongside some of the brightest minds in all of show business. I get to close with a welcome message from President Keith Whitfield, who could not be here today, but he asked me to convey this to you. Welcome, Rebels, faculty, students, and community friends to this exciting unveiling of our partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery. Without hesitation, I can say that this partnership perfectly aligns with the research, educational, and workforce development mission of this university. The collaboration fused between us in the form of the Technology and Media Lab is groundbreaking and without peer in academia. UNLV is poised to become the best film school in the country. That's Keith Whitfield.
Yay!
one with a national and global reputation. And as we move nearer to the next session of the Nevada legislature, I want to express my full and complete support for Senator Lang's bill that expands the film tax credit program while also enshrining a strong and unprecedented partnership between UNLV and Warner Brothers. Have a great discussion this afternoon. Wish I could be there with you. Love, Keith Whitfield. I added the love part, but that's what it means. So now, as promised, it's my honor to introduce one of our greatest rebels, one who represents both our entrepreneurial spirit, but also the entertainment capital of the world.
Hey everybody, it's Guy Fieri. In person with all of you and my fellow rebels. Now, as a proud and active UNLV alum, I know firsthand how important the educational programs and resources are to the success of our college graduates, which is why I'm so excited to hear about the Warner Brothers Studios Nevada. Now, what you will learn about today is a game-changing opportunity to reinforce Las Vegas as the entertainment capital. Now, we all agree that UNLV is a world-class institution, and by partnering with Warner Brothers Discovery, I know it can become a #1 film and television school, not just in Flavortown, folks, but in the entire universe. So take it from me, Warner Brothers Discovery knows how to bring the goods. Now, when the Food Network rolled the dice on me almost 20 years ago, it was WPD's vision and belief that let me hit the road, create new shows, and come right into your homes with my wild culinary adventures. I wouldn't be here today without their unwavering support, guidance, and dedication. The art of possibility is now. Let's make this possible and make sure that your voices are heard in favor of Warner Brothers Studio Nevada. Can't wait to cruise back into town soon and see all the amazing things that you're cooking up. And remember, go Rebels.
And now it's my profound pleasure to introduce the Queen, La Reina, the Dean of Fine Arts, Nancy Usher.
Wow, I am so honored to be here with everyone today. What an exciting day. And looking out at the students, our friends from Warner Brothers, the senator, and our elected officials, I just couldn't imagine a more exciting time for all of us. I want to welcome again Roberta Lang and our elected officials. This is an incredible time for our community to recognize and acknowledge the vast possibilities and remarkable potential of a shared future inspired by a productive collaboration with Warner Brothers Discovery, UNLV Film, other departments and schools at UNLV, and the higher education institutions in our region. We are here to launch a project to enhance film education and expand opportunities for you students, for emerging filmmakers, by bringing the film industry, WBD, to Las Vegas and Nevada, and thus opening up a strong workplace engagement for our students and those in the creative industries, powerfully diversifying the creative economy, and launching a new era of prosperity in our region. Most importantly, and this is key, what we are hoping for the future and what you will be hearing about today will have a direct and incredibly meaningful impact on you, students. I believe that we are on the cusp of a cultural renaissance, a dynamic and momentous rejuvenation in Las Vegas and Nevada. The dream of bringing the film industry to Las Vegas through the great work of WBD is a significant aspect of this moment of cultural metamorphosis. When I came to Las Vegas more than 8 years ago to become Dean of the College of Fine Arts here, I already had the strong sense that not only was Las Vegas a distinctive center for the global entertainment industry, but it was also a place of almost limitless possibility, big ideas, and huge aspirations for the future. And this is exactly what today is about and what we're seeing today, and it just could not be more exciting. During these years, I have learned that the wisdom and determination to make the right things happen here is a cornerstone of the spirit, character, and vitality of our city, of Las Vegas and the region. Our students, and I'm looking right at you students, and I know this to be true, you have a passion for your work, a sense of purpose, and a joyful persistence to succeed that is a part of the fabric of this resilient society in which we live. We're so blessed to be able to live and work here. I believe, and I think we all believe here, that the future is very, very, very bright. Bringing WBD to Las Vegas to create this storied company's third studio filmmaking hub in the world would be a transformative moment for every aspect of our society. Today, we will learn more about this outstanding possibility, and you're going to hear some great things, and one that will truly change the life trajectories of you students and richly and positively amplify the attributes of the extraordinary ecosystem of arts and entertainment we celebrate at UNLV and in the wider Las Vegas community. Again, I am so honored to be with all of you today, and it is my great pleasure now to introduce Associate Dean of the College of Fine Arts, Warren Cobb. Okay.
Wow, this is fantastic. Such a gathering. It's amazing. Thank you, Dean Usher. We are at a fascinating juncture in the history of the College of Fine Arts, with an incredible opportunity to partner with one of the most respected and influential media companies in the world, Warner Brothers Discovery. We're here to discuss the art of possibility. What might be possible if Warner Brothers Discovery makes Las Vegas its third home? When we think of Warner Brothers Discovery, we think of a legacy built on groundbreaking storytelling, innovation, and a commitment to high-quality productions. The possibility of us establishing a partnership with them means we're aligning ourselves with a global leader in entertainment, one that has shaped and continues to shape the cultural and media landscape. For UNLV, this potential partner is an acknowledgement of the caliber of education we offer and the vision we hold for our future. It's a testament to the hard work and tremendous talent of our students, faculty, and administration. And it signals a step forward in solidifying our College of Fine Arts as a preeminent educational training ground for the arts and entertainment industry. This collaboration will elevate our college and put Las Vegas on the map as a recognized robust center of creativity, industry synergy, and education. One of the most transformative aspects of this potential partnership is the possibility of building sound stages just 20 minutes from here, although Bo says 15. Imagine students learning about production techniques here in our classrooms and then applying them there on the studio lot under the guidance of some of the best professionals in the industry. It's an invaluable resource that will provide hands-on experience, foster industry standard skills, and better prepare our graduates for careers in film, television, and beyond. It will provide a dynamic learning environment, a physical foundation for creativity, collaboration, and real-world applications that very, very few universities have. Introducing sound stages will also create a ripple effect in our local economy. New jobs will emerge, not only in production, but also in construction, technology, design, and many other support roles essential to a functioning production environment. It means that as we prepare our students for the future, we're also contributing to the economic growth of Las Vegas, establishing it as an international hub for creative and media industries. Moreover, this partnership offers the possibility to fuel all of our schools and departments within the college, from the School of Architecture Design Charrettes to the Department of Theater Screen Actors and input on set design, to the dance department's contributions to choreographed scenes, to the Department of Arts, animation, and graphic design skills, to the School of Music's original compositions, to the Entertainment Engineering and Design program's expertise in cutting-edge technology. This collaboration has possibilities for everyone, allowing students from various disciplines to grow and contribute. Such synergy will provide our students with a well-rounded, immersive experience, preparing them for leadership and careers in an increasingly interconnected industry. It's also worth emphasizing the strategic importance of this alliance. Our college's long-term vision includes expanding our international reach, building bridges with industry, and reinforcing our role in shaping the future of creative arts education. Connecting with Warner Brothers Discovery seamlessly aligns us with these goals. The possibility of a partnership with them will open doors to specialized training, innovative practices, and new academic programs, setting a standard that will attract talent from around the world to UNLV. This partnership is an extremely rare opportunity that offers us the possibility to enrich our students' experience, build a legacy of industry engagement, and position UNLV as a leader in fine arts education. We are unbelievably fortunate to have these possibilities before us today. With all of our support, a partnership with Warner Brothers promises to transform our students, our college, and Las Vegas for generations to come. We have been behind the scenes working on this for years, trying to get a bill passed, trying to get the industry to come here. This is the closest we have ever been. We even have Warner Brothers waiting for us now. Now is the time. This is our moment. This is your moment. It's now or never. We must do what it takes to get this done this time. Yes, today is about possibility, but we must quickly move from possibility to responsibility. And that means you must help us. You must advocate. You must take action and make your voice heard. Write a letter, make a call, write an email, post on social media. Your voice must be heard. At the end of today, Dr. Addison will give you some information about the event tomorrow night. Please register. Please show up, and please let them know we want this bill to pass, and we want a partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery. Are you excited? Yeah. When we're considering who to work with on our next job, we always look for two things. We go to the IMDb page, and we ask to see their reel, right? So Warner Brothers has been kind enough to send us their reel, so let's take a look at it.
I see possible futures. It's breathtaking.
Every good thing in this world started with a dream. So you hold on to yours. You have a greater purpose than any of us could have ever imagined.
We've really tried to push it up a notch. It is called House of the Dragon.
We are going to change the world.
This is a huge day of news.
It's game on for Vice President Kamala Harris.
This world has more than we could possibly imagine.
Did you ever think you'd be back on top?
Yes.
Can you believe it?
It's a house of horrors.
This was insane!
I think this is an extraordinary time.
I'll be calling the shots. Gonna tear down the empire from the inside out.
The juice is loose.
Let's get out of here.
Very exciting.
Power comes with a price.
This is an unprecedented, unpredictable presidential election.
Films tell a very unique story of this country.
Let's light this place up!
Wow, that was fantastic, but I think Warner Brothers is being a little modest. So I'd like to mention a few of their other titles. Does anyone remember Bugs Bunny? Looney Tunes, Friends, ER, The Dukes of Hazzard, 2.5 Men, Gilmore Girls, The Vampire Diaries, The West Wing, Westworld, The OC, Chuck, Shining, Young Sheldon, Shameless, Abbott Elementary or Ted Lasso? What about the Matrix franchise? The 8 Harry Potter movies? Wonder Woman, Goodfellas, Ocean's 11, Wonka, Blue Beetle, The Hobbit trilogy, Inception, Suicide Squad, Gravity, Dunkirk, and of course the 3 Hangover movies. So let's go from the Hangover and go to the opposite side. And what about the Academy Award Best Pictures? They have 6, I believe. Anyone remember Casablanca? My Fair Lady, Chariots of Fire, Driving Miss Daisy, Unforgiven. They made all of those also, and they were fantastic. In fact, Warner Brothers has over 100 Academy Awards. So now that we know who we have the possibility to partner with, and we've seen what amazing work they do, let's have a discussion with them. Today's panel is moderated by Dr. Heather Addison, Chair and Professor of UNLV Film. Dr. Addison has led the department for 9 years and teaches film history, criticism, and theory courses, with a particular focus on genre studies and animation. Her primary research area is Hollywood's relationship to American culture. While at UNLV, she co-wrote a National Endowment for the Humanities grant that cataloged and preserved materials in the Department of Film's Howard Hughes motion picture production records. That's Howard Hughes. Heather has published her works widely, and her books include Hollywood and the Rise of Physical Culture and Motherhood Misconceived, Representing the Maternal in U.S. Films, a collection of essays co-edited with Elaine Roth and Mary Kate Goodwin Kelly. From Warner Brothers Discovery, next is panelist member Dan Dart. Dan's the Executive Vice President of Worldwide Studios and oversees all studio operations in Burbank and Leavesden. Prior to relocating from London to Los Angeles, Dan served as Senior Vice President and Managing Director at Warner Brothers Studios Leavesden.
We only do really long titles.
It's so long, am I kidding? Where he oversaw design, build, and operation of the studio's award-winning Warner Brothers Studio Tour London, the making of Harry Potter. In 1994, he developed Leavesden Aerodrome into Leavesden Studios for the James Bond film GoldenEye. And in 1999, the studios became home to all 8 Harry Potter films before opening as Warner Brothers Studios Leavesden in 2012. Possessing a rich body of experience rooted in the film industry, Dark started his career working in production, segueing into special physical effects, where he was a member of the Academy Award-winning special effects team on James Cameron's Aliens. In 1992, he oversaw the construction, management, and operation of a 30-acre site in Spain for a new BBC studio facility. So I think he can do the 30 acres here. With a passion for supporting local communities, Dan has served on the board of numerous charitable and community organizations, most recently becoming a board member of the Boys and Girls Club of Burbank. In 2017, he was awarded an honorary doctorate degree by the University of Hertfordshire, and most notably, in 2021, Dan was named in Queen Elizabeth's New Year's Honors List and awarded an Order of the British Empire for his service and contributions to the United Kingdom's film and television industry. Everyone, please give a round of applause to the man who can and most probably will. Next, we have Kate Beta. Kate is the Executive Vice President of Physical Production for New Line Cinema, with oversight spanning all aspects of physical production for the company's slate of theatrical and streaming features. A longtime New Line veteran, Beta joined the company as a Senior Vice President of Physical Production in 2002 and was elevated to her current role in 2015. Throughout her tenure, she has mounted productions all over the world, including critical and popular successes: Mortal Kombat, Shazam, The Conjuring Universe, the It franchises, San Andreas, The Hobbit trilogy, right? Oh, here's one for me. The blockbuster comedy Elf. Game Night and Wedding Crashers, among numerous others. New Line's diverse upcoming slate includes Mortal Kombat 2, Final Destination, Bloodlines, Companion, and the final installment of the Conjuring franchise, The Conjuring Last Rites. Beta started her career in the world of low-budget independent filmmaking, working in a variety of production roles on such memorable films as the cult hit Tapeheads, starring John Cusack and Tim Robbins, the Paul Bartel comedy Scenes from the Class Struggle in Beverly Hills, Taylor Hackford's Everybody's All-American, and John Hughes' Christmas Vacation. Come on. And Uncle Buck. She also served as associate producer on a string of films, including While You Were Sleeping, A Civil Action, Francis Ford Coppola's The Rainmaker, and Austin Powers in Goldmember. The latter of which led her to join the executive ranks at New Line Cinema. Beta is a member of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences and the Directors Guild of America. Kate also teaches a graduate class at UCLA entitled Physical Production for Creatives. Let's welcome her. Professor Brett Levner is our next panelist. Brett's the associate chair. Yep. And an associate professor who teaches documentary production and directs the UNLV Film Docs program. Brett received her BFA with honors in film and TV production from New York University and her MFA in directing from Columbia University. Brett was the first woman to win the Coca-Cola Refreshing Filmmaker Award for her short film Being Real, which screened on 21,000 Regal Cinema movie screens across the country and is currently included in the permanent collection at the Museum of Modern Art. That's cool. She has directed 3 independent feature films and numerous award-winning shorts and music videos. In addition, Brett produced and camera operated on several hit shows, including True Life, Diary, My Super Sweet 16, Made, The First 48, Bridezillas, The Shift, Flip This House, and everybody's favorite Sister Wives. Brett also serves on the board of Nevada's Women Film Festival. Thank you, Brett. Our last panel member is UNLV film graduate student Marquise Hebler. Marquise is an emerging screenwriter, visual storyteller, and graduate teaching assistant. After his undergrad in 2021, Marquise took with him a degree, an eclectic portfolio, and 2 regional student Emmys. But if you think that is all for him, you're wrong. In his spare time, Marquise enjoys other creative outlets such as photography, choreography, and fashion design. During his second round at UNLV, Marquise hopes to craft a plethora of new stories while engaging and encouraging the next generation of writers. Welcome, Marquise.
Well, welcome everyone. I'm Heather Addison. Before I go to our panelists, as the chair of UNLV Film, I'd like to say something very briefly. We're here with Warner Brothers, everyone. I just want to take a moment and appreciate what that means. I'm a film historian, and one of the things I teach is the history of animation. You might think of Disney when you think of animation, but actually Disney moved into the production of feature films after the release of Snow White in 1937. That was when Warner Brothers took up the mantle of producing creative, imaginative animated shorts. The golden age of animated shorts in the 1940s and 50s was driven by Warner Brothers, with the anarchic genius of animators who made Merry Melodies and Looney Tunes cartoons with iconic characters like, of course, Bugs Bunny. The former chair of UNLV Film, Dr. Hart Wegner, was good friends with Chuck Jones, one of those geniuses and a principal animator for Bugs Bunny. Chuck Jones recalled that a small child once told him, "You don't draw Bugs Bunny, you draw pictures of Bugs Bunny." And Jones later observed, quote, "That was a profound observation for me because it means he thinks that the characters are alive, which as far as I'm concerned is true. And I feel the same way about animation. It isn't an illusion of life, it is life," end quote. That is what Warner Brothers has produced for over a century. The magic of bringing life to the screen in its characters, stories, and stars. Warner Brothers has been part of the history of cinema every step of the way, since the very beginning, inspiring and delighting audiences all across the world. We look forward to collaborating with them for the next century of that incredible history. So I just wanted to start with that, because as a film historian, wow. So, moving to our first question for all panelists, but we'll begin with the person to my right, Dan Dark. Thank you for being with us today. I'd like to start by asking you each to share a bit of your professional journey. We've heard some of that already. Tell us how you got here, how you see your role in the film and television industry, and how your path connects to the opportunities that may be part of Warner Brothers Studios Nevada.
Thank you, Heather. Oh, hang on, let's get this right. Click it on. There we go. Anybody? Yes. I can project as well if need be. No pressure then. I mean, that was the longest build-up I think we've ever had. But you know, I have the pleasure of wearing many, many different hats, but I know which hat I'm wearing today. And I mean, Warren, you've kind of taken every bit of what I was going to say, but anyway, it doesn't matter. For me, we're here for you guys, the students.
Yeah.
You know, we have a unique opportunity. If Senator Lang's bill passes, to build a brand new studio and grow an industry that I'm incredibly passionate about. And I've been kind of walking around the room and speaking to many of you, and you are a passionate team. You can feel that in this room. And what an exciting time for all of us to think we are going to grow an industry, not quite from the ground zero, but ensuring that we give an opportunity to every single person in all of our communities, that we create a workforce that mirrors our communities around us. What a unique opportunity. And you guys are on right at the beginning of this journey. And if we can join hands together, we're going to achieve something really special for the state of Nevada.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dan. Kate, would you like to share part of your professional journey and how that intersects with these opportunities that may come to pass with Warner Brothers Studios Nevada?
Well, following up on Dan is impossible. Say that up front. Look, everybody in the film business has a unique journey in how they got to where they are. And that's something that all of you should remember. There's no direct path to get anywhere. I fell into the business. I had no intention of getting into the business, and I've had an incredibly successful and wonderful career. So I just want to say that whenever you think there's an obstacle in front of you, there really isn't. You just have to figure out how to get around it or over it. But you can do anything you want in this business. You can be anything you want in this business. And being in school, you're learning that, but until you taste it, you don't really know it. So I'm here to tell you, you can do anything. And with this partnership, this is really going to help you to discover all of that and take advantage of it.
I've been here 13 years now, teaching. At first I came trying to seek out, I guess, some stability in this as a freelance producer, camera shooter for nonfiction television. Kind of wanted some stability, and I found this opportunity that I love teaching. I fell into it, like you said, by accident, because I was in between gigs for Bridezillas, if you've ever seen that reality show about crazy brides. Literally, it was wild. But between gigs on that, I saw there was a teaching opportunity for the summer to teach editing. At the time, I was living up in the Bay Area, and so I got it by accident. And when I got into the classroom and I was like showing the clips of my favorite films to my students, I was like, oh my God, you can do this for a living? Why am I not doing this? And what can I do? What can I do? And it just turned out I had the MFA, which was the terminal degree for production, teach production. And I said, oh, I wish I could do this. And I just started applying, and I reached out to my mentor at grad school, who I realized that's exactly what they were doing at Columbia. Tom Kalin was my mentor there, and as he's a director and a writer, as I'm sure you know, and was able to meld this career. I'm so grateful to have gotten here, and it was sort of just by chance that I ended up here. But I will say this is an incredible opportunity that has become, that is here with us now, but in every way I feel like our students are unique and special and deserve this opportunity. Having taught at other institutions, UNLV students are unique. The first time I made a movie here, I was blown away by the way people treated one another, by the work ethic, by the lack of competitiveness, that our students, the lack of entitlement that our students embody. And it comes from, I think, from our students being raised by their families, by this community. You are unique and special, and I feel like it is time for our student body to have this opportunity so that they can shine and they can tell their stories and they can rise. So as amazing and as massive an opportunity this is, I still feel like you guys deserve it. Yeah.
So my timeline is less decorated than my fellow panelists. In my undergrad, I portrayed myself only as a screenwriter. That was it. And because of that, I didn't go on any sets because it's just not really needed. But I decided, okay, well, I want to start doing other things, anything to get me on set with the people who will eventually go on their own sets, who will need other stories to tell. So I found out that a student production with a bigger budget, some names attached, was filming, and I snuck on. I literally found the line producer, found their email, and was like, oh, well, I didn't get a call sheet. What happened there? And she sent me it. And ever since then, I've been doing freelance work around the city, whether that be commercial work, features, other shorts, student sets, and it's great. I love it. I came back to school because I've heard of the wonderful program here, the graduate program, and since then I found a love for teaching, and I've really found a home here.
That's so great.
You know, I think that's really great advice. And I was asked earlier, how do you get into the business? And it's actually a piece of advice I never try to give because it's really hard to stay in the business. And you've kind of got to work to get into it. And one of the things I said to others, and Marquise, you kind of referred to it, is whatever the job opportunity or the experience opportunity you get, jump through that door. You might be looking to be a screenwriter or a director, but whatever opportunity you get, jump through that door, because you actually never know where you're going to end up. I never, in my wildest dreams, thought I was going to end up running studios. And, you know, I left school at 15.
We're not applauding that you left school at 15.
Well.
There are many paths to a wonderful education.
Good job, Heather. Yeah.
So Dan, this might be a good moment to go to you. As you can tell, we're slightly thrilled about what the future may bring. So can you tell us kind of specifically, why is Nevada attractive for Warner Brothers? What are you committed to do here, and what will it take to get it done?
This is about creating an opportunity, and I said that earlier. And the first thing to say is our commitment to the state is content spend equaling or exceeding $8.5 billion over 15 years. And that will be spent directly here in the state, ensuring that we fill a new studio facility that will be built just down the road, either 15 minutes down the road or 20 minutes down the road. I bet I could do it in 12. We'll have a 14-stage facility, workshops, mill, offices, everything that is required to ensure we maximize the benefit that will come from the new tax incentive. One of the things I want to go back to, this is about the art of the possibility. Well, we're going to get on and work with you guys now. We're not waiting to start a partnership for the legislation to pass. We're here for a reason. We believe in actions speak louder than words, and you're going to see a lot of us. And Kate, you've already agreed to do some masterclasses, haven't you?
Sure.
So we hope to break ground somewhere around the last quarter of next year, and that's going to take 2 to 3 years to actually build a studio facility. But we want to get going pretty much straight away. So myself and colleagues have already been out speaking to the filmmaking community that already exists here. We've been talking to a number of the facilities that already exist here so that we can hit the ground running as soon as the bill passes. And I hope to see some of you on some of those shows that we're going to be making.
So Kate, it might be a good moment to ask you a question about New Line. So I know that New Line is part of the Warner Brothers Motion Picture Group, and that you work with Dan and his team to essentially identify projects to be produced at Warner Brothers Burbank or Warner Brothers Leavesden. So can you tell us a little bit about the elements you look for, and specifically how that might apply to Warner Brothers Nevada as we think about getting productions here?
Sure. So my job, and as a freelancer and now as a studio person, is to support a director's vision, right? So the creative team works for years and years, as you guys know, developing projects. And when they are ready to go, they bring them to me, and I sit down with the director and with my team of post-production, visual effects, and music, and we talk to them about the director's vision for the film, what they think, where they want to shoot. Back in the dark ages, we shot films where they were written. We no longer do that. So part of the reason that this incentive thing is so important is because now we shoot movies all over the world, and a lot of the decisions that we make are based on incentives, based on studio facilities, based on crew availability. So we walk through that process with directors, and oftentimes we end up in places that they never would have expected. We shot a movie that takes place entirely in Los Angeles called San Andreas in Australia. So I mean, it is about chasing incentives. So I will say that it is the number one thing that we think about. Where can we get the bang for the buck, get the most on the screen in facilities that exist and crew that's ready to go. So that's how we do it.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. So Brett, it might be a good moment to ask you. You're an independent filmmaker in the Las Vegas area, in addition to being an esteemed faculty member here. I know you've shot 2 feature films over just the past several years, so can you describe how you see our current strengths as a filmmaking center, especially in terms of talent and crew base?
So yes, I got the opportunity with my students and some of our amazing faculty to make these collaborations, 2 independent feature films that students and faculty and local professionals work together and make films. One was called The Track. It's about sex trafficking here in Las Vegas. It's on Amazon. It played festivals, and more currently we have something called Riot and Bloom, a romantic comedy, which several of our students worked on in this room. And we're in post on that, and that will go to festivals and hopefully also get digital distribution. And the point is to help our students, get hands-on experience and mentor them in the process. But what I will say is that our community strengths are that we have amazing crew, local crew, and we do have a small film community right now, but we don't have enough projects coming through, like you said, for those specific reasons. And if this bill were to be passed, it would bring more productions through so that our students can get those experiences in internships, apprenticeships, PA jobs, which is our entry level into the industry. So when I went to school in New York, it was also great because I'm from New York, so I got to live at home. So I didn't have to pay, to go to school. I lived on my father's couch at the time. Anyway, long story, but so if we can bring these opportunities to our students here, instead of them having to then go, to Los Angeles and put themselves up for an opportunity, they would be here. And internships, I say filming is kind of like military. It's hierarchical. You start in the bottom and you work your way up, right? You're hazed. I lived under my desk when I was.
No, we don't do that anymore.
One of my first internships, because I was in New York, there was a lot of opportunities. A lot of independent films as well as television there. And so I did 6 different internships, and I tried my hand at live television. That didn't go so well. Tried my hand at sketch comedy television show, the Dana Carvey show back in the 90s, if you remember. It was on 1 season, but I liked that. I got to work for development producers. I got to intern at something called the Shooting Gallery, which was in the 90s, a production company. But ultimately, I found my sweet spot at MTV in their News and Docs program. That's where I kind of had this, love for nonfiction storytelling and music, and all kind of came to a head beautifully there. And I got to do an internship, which means working for free at the time. Sometimes they're paid, but a lot of times they're not. I worked there for 6 months, lived on my dad's couch, so I didn't have to put myself up. But it led to my first position in the industry as a production assistant in 1994 for $75 a week. Okay, so anyway, but then while I was there, I worked my way up through the ranks. So to provide, our students don't really have these opportunities locally right now, and then how can they afford to put themselves up in Los Angeles, which is really close, but to have to pay, you're making, back then it was $75 a day. What is it now? It's not enough really to provide for yourself if it's even paid. So this opportunity would allow our students to get that experience, that hand-on experience, which is essential: apprenticeships, internships, mentorships, and meeting with people from the industry professionals. So that, it's great that we're creating these opportunities locally for our students by making these films and so forth, but they need more, I think. They need more. And that's why this is so exciting.
Can I just add to that? I just add to that, and what you need at the end of that is a job. And what we anticipate is this bill will deliver over 16,000 additional jobs.
And I want to add to it and say that you've got to be a little ballsy too. You really do. I mean, I got my first job because I stumbled into it, like I said. I said I knew how to use a computer. I didn't. I was doing script changes that on a computer that didn't work. So I told the producer it didn't work, and he said, "What do I owe you for the job for coming down here tonight?" And I said, "You owe me a job on your movie." And that's how I got in the industry. And you've now heard somebody just called up and said, "I didn't get my call sheet." So you have to be willing to put yourself out there and be ballsy, but you can do it. And these jobs will help you with that.
Okay, I'm going to go to Marquise for a question, and then I'm going to go to a couple of the questions that we got from our students so that we have time for that, because I know we're running behind a little bit. So Marquise, we know that you earned an undergrad film degree at UNLV, which will bless you your entire life. Now you're a third-year student in our MFA program in screenwriting. So can you talk to us just a little bit about your professional aspirations and what it might mean to you personally, or maybe some of the other students you know, if Warner Brothers Studios Nevada becomes a reality?
Mm-hmm. So at my core, I'm definitely a screenwriter, story developer first, always. But I've also developed a love for teaching professionally. So usually when you're a filmmaker in Nevada, there's always a choice whether or not you need to stay here for now or move to LA. But with the studio being here, that choice would not even be a choice anymore because you have opportunities here. And honestly, I do love the city of Vegas and our culture and the people here. I love 24-hour bars.
Oh, we got that one.
So it would be great to be where we are, where we already established who we are.
Beautifully said, Marquise. Thank you. So to be a little bit mindful of time, I'm going to maybe pull some of these student questions together, and probably they're going to go to you, Dan. But can you tell us a little bit about the partnerships you'd like to foster with UNLV, whether our students and alums will be closely involved in those plans, and the specific benefits you expect that a collaboration with Warner Brothers would bring to our students and potentially our alums?
Yeah, I'll do my best. I mean, I'd almost say the sky's the limit. I don't know of another university that is going to have this level of partnership with a major motion picture company.
Yeah.
You will have access to people like Kate with incredible industry experience, with people who work in every aspect of the industry. And this industry has almost every single type of job you can imagine, from carpenters, plumbers, to lawyers, to accountants, to camera people, to script writers, and everything in between.
He stole that from me. I just want to say.
Kate's got all the best lines, I just steal them. So there is those partnerships. There is direct access to productions. We have a part of my world is a department called Crew HQ. And Crew HQ is specifically there to be the conduit between education and production. So we're streets ahead already, and we have an existing model that we have in the UK and in Burbank that we will bring here. Access to equipment. We've got every bit of equipment required to make productions. You will have access to that. We are going to create an incredible film school together, and that school is going to benefit all of the education bodies. This has to be a win-win for everybody. My North Star is always about this industry that I love, and we have to do what's right for the industry and what's right for the state overall. And we are passionate about that.
Thank you very much, Dan. Okay, so we are at the moment where we are going to wrap up the panel. This doesn't mean that our panelists will not be accessible to all of you. They're going to be milling around in the lobby afterwards, so you're welcome to approach any of them with your questions or your comments. But before we wrap the panel, I want to go to you, Dan, one last time. I understand that you did want to take this moment to maybe share with us a few of the things that you and your team are working on that will get the partnership with UNLV going as soon as possible.
Thank you. And this is a partnership that you are part of. One of the things I just want to really reinforce, you saw the WBD sizzle reel. You saw the extent of the global media company that we are. But you know, when we set up shop and create a home with our own studio facility, which we have in the UK at Leavesden, and we have in Burbank in LA, we shift to becoming a local company. And I've been lucky enough to be coming backwards and forwards to Las Vegas over the last 3-4 months. The community here, and we were speaking about it earlier, community here is really, really special. And I feel privileged to start to become a part of this community. And you guys should be really proud about what you've got here. It is very special, and again, we are looking forward to becoming a really important and valued part of this community and help you guys to be the very best you can be. So, I am going to read so I don't get this wrong, because I've got lots of people within the team who are watching me going, don't mess this up. They thought I was going to say something else then. You got it. So, number 1, guest lecturers. WBD will host, I need my glasses. The only reason I'm wearing the hat is I don't see the grey hair. All right, it's white now. So guest lecturers, WBD will host a series of panel discussions featuring industry experts to offer students valuable insights into career opportunities within the entertainment industry. I think we've done that.
Yep.
Tick. Student Advisory Committee. In partnership with the UNLV, WBD will establish a Student Advisory Committee to provide input on this process. So you will have a voice in what this partnership means. Yeah. Screenings. Screenings. We will provide UNLV students with an exclusive advanced screenings of upcoming films and TV premieres. Yeah. Wait for it. Internship program. We will offer 5 UNLV rising juniors and seniors a paid 6-week summer internship with a housing stipend at Warner Bros. Studios Burbank. Yeah. Providing hands-on experience in departments such as lighting, grip, costume property, studios post-production, etc. I think that's a pretty good step forward, don't you?
Paid internships at Warner Brothers Studios, everyone. Thank you very much, Dan. That's incredible for UNLV. And I'm in the moment of wrapping up the panel. Are there any short final words that any of our other 3 panelists would like to share with us before I wrap the panel?
Don't give up. Follow your dreams. Yep. Try on new shoes. That's the way you do it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator, for making this bill. And as an educator yourself, I know that you recognize the importance of that. I just want to say thank you. Very important.
Thank you, Senator Lang. And Marquise, any final brief words?
Find your voice and make some stuff.